What are the different types of public domain audio? There are a few different types of public domain audio available, though they typically consist of different forms of audio recordings that can be used in various ways. Music, for example, can be found in a number of different public domain formats and often consists of works that were recorded prior to copyright law or work released into the public domain. There are also a number of libraries of audio recordings such as different sound effects that can be used freely. Some public domain audio recordings feature spoken word recordings that can include anything from live poetry readings to political speeches and similar oratory works. Public domain audio typically consists of audio recordings that are not protected under copyright laws in one or more countries. These often include recordings of public speeches or musical performances that were never granted copyright protection, as well as older works with copyrights that have expired. Public domain audio recordings can typically be used freely, and can even be a part of commercial works, though limitations on public domain usage can also be set in some instances. Some of the most common forms of public domain audio are musical recordings. While many musical works are protected by copyrights, some recordings are purposefully freed from copyright by the copyright owner. These are often live performances or performances of older works, usually by performers willing to do public domain audio work. There are also numerous libraries of public domain audio that include sound effects and recordings of real-world sounds. These are often stored as digital audio files that others can access, download, and use for a variety of purposes. Such recordings may be free to use for commercial or educational applications, though the libraries that house such recordings may set limitations on how these sound files can be used. There are also some public domain audio recordings that include speeches and other spoken word recordings. Many of these recordings are created as public domain performances or oratory works meant for the general public, rather than audio performances for private or commercial purposes. This can also include recordings of speeches given by politicians and other leaders in a public forum, which typically become part of the public domain. Recordings that are part of a criminal investigation or testimony in court or before Congress are typically public domain as well.